Hey, welcome all you artists and gamers out there. Today I would like to talk about one thing I was not sure how to handle for a long time, and I am certain I'm not the only person that might has or had this question pop up already. Is it okay to show player names in videos? I would like to try and elaborate this topic, what rumors are out there, what practices are being used, the official statements, and my point of view about this issue. In the top right corner on the eye, you will also find two polls about this question. On the first poll, I would like to know if you think names should be hidden or abbreviated or fully shown in videos. On the second poll, are you okay if your name is shown in videos? And let me also know in the comments down below if my view about this issue is good or it's wrong. And also how you would feel suddenly see your name in a video on YouTube or in a stream on Twitch or anywhere else. Okay, so a lot of video creators hide names during gameplay videos and even cover up party lists and chats. So the first question is, why hiding names? Some creators argue that it's not allowed to show other characters' names in videos, so they hide them. But is this true? Not quite, and I will get to the official statements by Square Enix later in this video. Many would also argue that it's for the privacy of these other shown players. This I can understand to some degree. For example, showing a player's name and calling out his or her gameplay for being bad or anything of that sort. While it's not forbidden, it's not really acceptable to do so. Everybody can have his own opinion on how a job should be played, but be polite and respectful in how you address this. There are always weird blokes out there that will try to find the people they see in videos and tell them they have been shown in this video and they have been called out stupid and they surely are dumb and so on and so on. It is a form of cyberbullying that the video creator of course didn't anticipate it, but ultimately helped to create through his videos. So the follow-up question here would be, is the creator really responsible for the actions his video causes? YouTube states this in its policy like this: you shall be solely responsible for your own content and the consequences of submitting and publishing your content on the service. Similarly, you can find on Twitch, you are solely responsible for your broadcaster content and the consequences of posting or publishing it. Bluntly, this means that every action your video started is your fault. And this is what creators fear and therefore try to minimize the risks of bad actions as much as possible. While I do indeed also fear the possibilities that one single video of mine could cause, I also think that some common sense should be applied. I myself would never call out a player by his or her name for doing horrible in their job. I might will mention that a healer is doing a bad job, but then I would make sure to hide the name in the video so no one can actually know who it was. But calling out the person by the name for doing something bad is a no-go for me in a video, and it's just natural for me not to expose another player like this. Also, I personally feel like if I praise a player for doing a good job, I can show the whole name. No one should bully a player for doing something good. I know that's not how some people think and react, but again, that's my opinion and not all people are like this. With my drawing series, for example, I say the name and the characters that I draw, so that they know they did something right by standing around idly and to get a free drawing for that. I couldn't imagine doing this in the same way if I had to hide the names of the person I'm drawing. How would they know that I spotted them and did make a free gift for their pleasure? Also, I personally wouldn't care at all if my name was present in any other videos like this. I mean, also running through a dungeon with another streamer or similar is totally okay and fine with me, even if they would criticize me for not doing my rotations correctly. That way I actually only could get better at my job. But again, that's my opinion and not all people feel like this. Now the chat window. This to me is something entirely different and even more private than the look, the name and the acting of a character. There in the chat I will talk with my free company and other people in private that I do not want to be shown, so I completely understand to cover this part up during the gameplay. While of course always can take care what I write in there while filming, other people that are messaging me might do not know that I'm recording and therefore have no chance to not suddenly write something they shouldn't have out in public. But now the question, do you have to hide it? What does Square Enix say to this? There of course are some official statements about all of this. For the creation of videos we have the Materials Usage License Square Enix provided us with. In this license they tell us what and how we can use images, videos and sounds of the game. You can find a link to this license and in fact to all the other ones I mentioned so far down in the description below. In this license we clearly get the rights to use the materials for personal use on our or third-party blogs, homepages and or social networking services. Also it clears the question about commercial usage. You agree not to use the materials for any sales or commercial use, meaning you cannot receive license fees or advertising revenues, except as part of the partner programs operated by YouTube.com, Twitch.tv, Ustream.tv or similar programs. So this clears the path for all of what Square Enix created inside the game. And now the key question, did Square Enix create the character names? Well, they did create the letters that make up the names, but of course not the names themselves. But in fact, the user agreement, that huge document that no one really pays attention to, but that every player accepts when playing the game the first time, we find this interesting passage. All aspects of the game, including but not limited to characters, character names, chat transcripts, are owned by Square Enix or its licensors. Do not have any property rights in the service account you use to play the game. And then it's even written in full caption, I'm not making this up. You acquire no ownership or property rights in any character or other in-game virtual goods and are only licensed to use such character and goods associated with your Final Fantasy XIV service account on a limited, non-exclusive, revocable, non-assignable, non-transferable license subject to the conditions set out in the agreements. Well, pretty hard words here. They do now clear up a lot of things regarding what belongs to who. It clearly says that our entire character we created in the game belongs to Square Enix, including the name, and you are only allowed to use it. And with the Material Usage License, creators of videos get the rights to use these parts of the game as well, because they belong to Square Enix and not the player. One last but. There of course is also a passage regarding cyberbullying or harassment, but it's pretty hidden inside the FAQ of Final Fantasy XIV. The use of inappropriate or offensive language, whether or not directed at another player, is considered harassment and is strictly prohibited. So to wrap up the official answers we have. First of all, creators of videos here on YouTube, on Twitch, etc. are allowed to use everything you see in the game Final Fantasy XIV, including player names. Second, creators, however, are not allowed to use them in any form of harassment. And third, creators can be put responsible for any actions their video cause. So do you have to hide the names? No. Should you hide the names? That's up to you. I myself will probably now, after making this video, hide or at least abbreviate them. For my drawing series I will keep saying the names. I personally do not see any problem in doing so, and whenever someone is not happy that I showed that person and said the name, they can always contact me and ask me to remove the video, which is also part of the YouTube agreement. So I hope this video did help you too to find your answer for this issue. As we found out, it's really up to the creator of the videos to show the names or not, and no player can actually do much about it except contact the creator of the videos. Again, let me know in the polls in the eye in the top right corner what you now would do, and feel free to comment down below your views about this topic. As always, like, share and subscribe. And until next time, bye!